What's up, everybody? We are back with a new video series. We're going to be starting on a Bronco build. Done a couple of these lately. We did two just kind of tail end of 2022. It was a 78 and a 79, both Gen 2 full-size trucks. They were Godzilla swaps, and what you see hiding behind me there is another full-size Bronco. This is a 1996, what's known as the OBS Ford. So these trucks getting really popular. They're really coming on strong in the auction market, and people are looking at how to restore them and how to upgrade them. And we're excited to do a Godzilla swap on this one. So we're gonna take a quick walk around before we tear it apart, and then as we go through the build, we're gonna show you, kind of the details of getting the Godzilla under the hood in this thing, some of the things we do to integrate to the dash. This one's gonna have a manual trans, so like another one of our builds, Tremec TR4050. We're putting an NP205 case in it, so a couple little powertrain conversions there, and we'll show you how it all goes together over the coming few months, and then get her up and running, and you will see it out running around in the mountains of Colorado this summer. So stay tuned, we'll have more. Let's go take a look under the hood. I'll just show you kind of the details on this truck before we get going. Alright, so we're going to take a look under hood. This truck, mostly stock, original 302 5-speed truck. The suspension under it is a little bit present if you zoom in over here. So with his solid axle conversion, he's gone to these shock hoops that carry his coilovers, and he's got this big kind of brace between the top of the shock hoops. We did some measurements. We don't think that's going to be a problem at all for our Godzilla installation. It's pretty wide and high and out of the way, so hopefully shouldn't cause any issues. But yeah, a little bit of difference there. But other than that, it's pretty much your bone stock 1990 Zera 302 truck engine. Our goal in this build is not to build a show truck. We're going to try to keep it clean, of course, but we're not doing anything fancy in terms of finishes. So we're going to go with mostly stock components, black hoses, black trim, black, is kind of our standard satin finish stuff for underhood, unless somebody wants bling. And this truck should come out looking as close as possible to the underhood of a modern F-250. So once we get into it, we'll show you some of the details. We've got to work out some questions still around radiator. We're going to try to keep battery and air filter where they are, but we'll see how that works out. Back here by the firewall, if you look on these trucks, it's really nice. The master cylinder and booster are quite a bit outboard, so we've got plenty of clearance to the motor. The clutch slave is inside of those. There's a linkage that kind of runs across inside the firewall to the clutch slave. So we're going to leave those exactly where they are, and try not to mess with them at all, and slide the Godzilla in next to them. So I think that's it for the biggies. I mentioned radiator. One question has been how we're going to cool this thing. The OBS trucks had Power Stroke diesels that have a really big radiator with a different core support, so we're taking a look at that, and we might try to fab one of those into this truck with the Power Stroke radiator. Otherwise, we'll probably do a heavy-duty unit from the aftermarket. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be as stock as we can. Follow along. We'll show you some of the challenges. We'll talk about motor mounts as we get into it, and how we're going to mount the motor and where we're going to mount the motor to make everything clear. And yeah, typical challenges for V8 install that wasn't factory, but usually nothing too insurmountable there. All right, as I mentioned, a really clean truck. So the owner found this. He's built it up pretty much all himself right now. He lives in Denver. He's a avid off-roader, uses it out in the mountains of Colorado all the time, so it's kind of built with the overland vibe. You can see it's already got a lift. It's got pretty aggressive front and rear bumpers with racks and everything. His interior is super nice, clean, and really the truck is great other than a little bit underpowered. So the 302 for a big heavy truck, especially one on 35s, carrying a lot of extra weight, is not really the ideal powertrain, so it's our job to fix that. Underneath is really cool. The owner's first step was to get rid of the TTB front end, so a lot of guys know that front end. It's interesting. It's an IFS four-wheel drive system, has some advantages, has some disadvantages. For the type of use this guy has, he wanted something a little beefier. And what you're seeing as we get a little closer, these are Super Duty axles. So it's a Dana 60 front. It's been built with ox lockers. It's on a Desolate Motorsports radius arm kind of suspension kit. So it's all kind of upgraded to heavy duty, Super Duty components with bigger axles, better brakes. And it's got the really nice radius arm. It's got these carbon coilovers going to shock hoops up under the hood. So it's a pretty awesome setup. Nothing against DTB, you know, it has good articulation. It kind of works well in the desert race world, but for the way this truck is used, this is certainly a beefy setup and obviously perfect for the Godzilla that's going to go under the hood. One thing you can see if we zoom in close, the crossmember, factory crossmember is mostly retained, so the mounts that were there for the TTB stuff stay there. So anything we do as far as Godzilla install is going to be applicable to trucks with the regular TTB front end that aren't doing the solid axle front conversion. Alright, so there's your first basic intro to our OBS Bronco build. As I said, follow along, please ask questions in the comments. We're hoping to nail this thing, probably get it done by April. There's a big Bronco show in April called the Bronco Super Celebration, and we plan to bring the truck to that show, debut it there, and have it for all the Bronco fans to check out. But yeah, in the meantime, if you got anything, shoot us a comment. We'll try to answer what we can and go from there. More videos will be coming out, and probably 2 to 3 weeks between videos, something like that. We'll see what the pace is and what the content looks like, but try to keep it interesting for you guys and have a pretty good follow along on this build in real time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all your support. See you soon.